Good evening, everybody. This is Encounters, the Friday night edition, the late night spiritual, number one spiritual UFO talk show on social media that you've been waiting for. And we're glad to have you with us. We're still a little bit behind on some of our shows on YouTube. My channel on YouTube is Astro Command Spaceship News. I will get all the other shows on there, and we'll be caught up hopefully through the weekend. So, we are definitely a little bit slow in the catching up on YouTube. But we will get them. Hey, Gary, everybody out there, Anita, everyone coming, Jan R., everybody, you all, welcome, everybody, Debbie, hello, Mike Masters, good to see you, brother, everybody out there, Marinee, Andy, Gary House, thank you for the roses, we appreciate it. We're going to set the goals up here tonight, and we do want to let you know as we start our show, my Venmo Cash App is on my main page. You can donate on my main page directly. And that would be great. Good to see everybody here. Becca, everybody coming in. And welcome to another edition, a Friday night edition of Encounters. We just posted before the show a promotional video for tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is Ashtar Command Q&A with myself and April. April just got back from being on the ship yesterday night. And hopefully we'll have some new information to share with everybody Saturday night on Ashtar Command Q&A. A special edition, always every Saturday night. It's Ashtar Command discussions and everything. Marlene, good to see you. Everybody coming in here, welcome to the show. Please share and like and tap on the screen when you see the numbers going up on the top corner under my name. That means as long as you tap, the numbers go up. We're going to go to 100,000 likes tonight. We want to do 100,000 likes, and better to start now. So before 1 o'clock, we want to hit 100,000, and we can do it. Bryson, good to see you. Was it live or not once she went on the ship? When she went on the ship, she signed off. They take her through a rift, and they took her right on the ship. That's how it always works. She goes on the ship, and she wasn't broadcasting on the ship because she can't do that, but she is taken on the ship through her home, through an opening. Hey, Mercury Man, good to see you. John Harder, hopefully, good to see you. Hopefully, I see something, but nothing yet. Oh, you will. Gerhard, good to see you, brother. Good to see everybody. Scrubs USA, thanks for being here. Elevation Minds, everybody. Half Pint, are you guys going on with her? We're going to get updates. We don't know yet, and she doesn't. She didn't know last night when she went, so we're hoping to have more updates Saturday night as to what the new activation is that the command has told us, all 5 of us, to know, and she will provide that hopefully tomorrow night when she is on the show. And of course, if April comes in here tonight, she's welcome to come in here and join us if she wants to. She knows that. But tomorrow night is our special night, and we will have more information as we had a bit of it last night. We will have more information. So it's good to see everybody here, and we're going to have another great show. Karen Morgan, good to see you. Everybody else, Stewart, and again, I have promoted a new video for tomorrow night's show, a promotional video, and you'll see it on TikTok. You'll see it on the main page for tomorrow night. Patty Meals, do you want to join my family fantasy football league? No, Patty Meals, we're not doing that. I'm not sure what Patty Meals is all about. Football leagues, no need to. I think they're not even aware of what this show's about. Lori, hello. Becca, hello. Good to see you. Nacha Khan, good to see you, Nacha Khan. Linda Liu. I see a lot of people coming in here, so welcome. If you're new to the show, you're now watching the number one spiritual UFO talk show on social media. I'm also host of WESU's Cosmic Eye Radio for 21 years on NPR Pacifica Radio, dedicated to the Astro Command. I'm also a talk show host. I've done workshops where I take people on journeys off planet, and also I'm a contactee. So lumping into all one thing, there you go. Shell Bell, good to see you. And I've been recently activated, and if you've been watching me with people, helping people on here through the screen of this broadcast, I have helped many, many people. Angel Angelus, Sky, good to see you, Sky. Catherine Anson, good to see you. Blessings, pray for peace, that's a good name. Oliva, everyone in there, welcome to the show. I'm just looking at all the names here. And that's really it. Last night we had, at one point, I think it was over 500 people watching the show. We average 250 to 400, 500 sometimes, but it's pretty steady. That's because of what we do here is way different than YouTube programs and Discovery Channel. We do everything live here, and then we record it and put it on YouTube for people that might have missed it. So if you watch this show, you're going to watch a show that's going to blow your mind every time, all the time. So we're not doing guest interviews yet. We will be. So we're not doing them yet, but we will be. To be a guest on the show tonight, or on any night that I'm doing live, you have to be over 18, no kids on the screen, no smoking, no drinking, no vaping, no drunks, no drugs, no paranormal discussion. And I think that kind of covers all of it. Hey, Linda, good to see you. Jackie Redwine, thank you for being here. Everybody, thank you for the team bracelet, Jackie. Heat, welcome. Paul 812, I see. All these different names come in. Grandfather something. Welcome, Grandfather. Aries Fire. R.P. Burt. Adam, welcome to our show, Adam. Christy Kelly. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Everyone coming in. Hetty, hey, Hetty. Hey, Dean Ash, good to see you. It's been a while. Snorking kills. Okay. Let's see. Hello from Colorado. Joy to you. Everybody coming in here. And, I randomly select my interviews. So based on what I hear, usually if you give me a comment and tell me what you want to talk about, if you've been a contactee, Alex, welcome, California. If you've been a contactee or what have you, I always want to know what you want to talk about before I bring the person on live. You have to be over 18. Of course, I went through the protocol of the show. And I always want to know what your story is going to be and so forth. And it's always a good thing. This way I get to have a heads up before I bring somebody right on the show on Encounters. Lindsay, welcome to Encounters. Everybody out there, glad to have you with us here on Encounters. And hello to hello. So hello's name is hello, and I say hello back to hello. So there you go. What are you going to do? Bill, welcome to the show. Shannon, all the people coming in here. And we're just getting started. We're greeting everybody. We like to greet our fellow watchers, Rita Sandlers, David, Billy C, Sauce Low, say ha-ho, yes. Let's see, Virginia, Gal, hey Chris, good to see you, brother. William, everyone coming in here. This is just greeting time to all our viewers all over the world. Sunshineada, I think it is. Kerry Felt. Kerry, welcome, Kerry. Hey, Chesno, welcome, brother. Chesno is one of our 5 in the group of our 5 that's going to be going off planet. And tomorrow night, when we do Ashtar Command Night, I want to get all 5 people with April, myself, and my other 3 wonderful friends here who are part of the 5 to join us. Hello, I'm Bob. Hey, Bob, Remnant 1. Good to see you, Bob. Welcome to our show. And everyone coming in here. So my plan tomorrow night on Ashtar Command, a Q&A, is to have all of the rest of our group who are going off planet on the same time, and with April, so we can have like a really beautiful energy and get everyone together. And you'll get to meet all the 5. You're going to meet Chesno, you'll get to meet Johnny and Kit Kat. And of course, you know me, and you also, some of you know April. So we're part of that 5 group, and hopefully we can get everybody on at the same time with me on live tomorrow night. So I'm really excited to see what this new information is, what the activation is, and evidently something's happening that we're going to know about come tomorrow night. John, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Hello, Lavola. Ryan, welcome, Ryan. Chap, welcome, Philip McGillen, I think it is. Joe Zero. Hey, Joe. Welcome to our show. Lavola, welcome back. Cindy, welcome. And just in general, everybody who's out there, welcome to the show. I'll be doing this all night if I don't stop. And of course, September 14th, can we do our own using your technique? You can actually go within and at least through Christed meditation, attempt to connect with your Christed star family as a beginning. Everybody has a star family, so why not? Hey, Bonnie, good to see you. Hey, Sandra, good to see you. Blessings. And Cole, thank you for sharing. And Cole, we're going to, as I promised, let's see. And Cole, you're now I'm just going to, I can't actually, it's not letting me do it. That's really weird. Well, anyway, everybody, welcome to our program. And I never know what's going to happen here, which is always interesting on encounters. If you get used to the show, it's very spontaneous, and we never know what's going to happen. That's probably why it's so popular, because we never know what's going to happen. And things do happen from time to time on here that are pretty much out of this world or out of my control, so to speak. Not all the time, but when it does happen, everybody notices it. Rick from Grand, welcome. Hello, good to see you, Rick. Brent Larry off, welcome. Love, welcome. Marlene, welcome. Let's see here. Joel Rodriguez, welcome to the show. Nelia, I think it is. Jared, thank you for the heart. Join my team. Thank you. We appreciate everybody, all the new people, all the regular viewers. There's a seat for everybody in the studio here. Our studios are all over the planet. Rick, yes, I have. I'm a contactee. Diane, thank you, Diane. Hope the Bigfoots are doing well out there where you are, and they're making contact with you as always. Thank you for the roses. We have a lot of nice people on here. Cheryl, good to see you. And Gerard, Tahar is all I got to say. Whenever I get a hat, I say Tahar. Tahar, which is an off-planet plant from off-planet, so I say Tahar when I get the hats. I have to say it because it has some meaning to it. For some people say, what's he doing? But it does have a meaning behind that word, and you'll eventually find out more about that. So, welcome everybody to the show. Sandra, thank you for the rock star. Then that's the Elvis thing. Now I got to learn how to do Elvis. Okay. Whenever they do that to me, that's a new thing that's happening to me. I got to do my Elvis impression. I used to do Elvis, you know. If I get that hat, I will promise people I will do my Elvis impression on encounters. But this is actually, you know, the kind of show where I am the host of the show. I do what I want, and I bring guests on here. I treat everybody with respect because I'm a contactee. And I've had years of experience in the subject matter. I'm not a new person having my first UFO sighting, you know. So you'll learn a lot here. And if you stick around, you'll have a great deal of information. Betty, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And on Saturday night, we will have a spacey background. Every Saturday night, we go off the green screen, and you'll see a very spacey background. And we like to give you like that ambience of space. So then we do that Saturday night at 11. Bryson says, who would have knew Christ consciousness? It's true. Once people know about Christ consciousness, then they don't understand that. That's the way to connect with your space family, through Christ consciousness. That's the vibe, the vibrational frequency that you want to be at. It's really important. Welcome, Rick, to the show. Marcy Yeager, welcome. Steve, welcome. User 338. Florida X, hey, Florida. Lisa Love, good to see you. Everybody coming in here. Lakita Ferguson, Vicky, welcome, Vicky. Brenda, Lori Cotton, welcome, Lori. Nash Shaw, I think it is. Hey, Jim, good to see you. Welcome to our program. Paranormal Ghostbusters of the Philippines, good to see you, brother. Good to have you with us. So one of the things that's really interesting is this feeling. Thank you so much, Celtic Queen. I appreciate the gift. Hey, Molly, good to see you. Max Mann, welcome, Max Mann. Anna. Yeah, we're going to be getting all the news tomorrow night on Astrock Command Q&A. I'm sure April has a lot to share with us from off planet. She went off planet last night, and she came back like 3 in the morning, Earth time. So tomorrow night we're going to be getting a lot of new information that will be shared. So that's going to be very, very good. Yeah, so we'll have. I know there's a lot of information. Whenever she goes off planet, this is a very important off-planet, because on her live they made sure that I knew, and I had Papa Smurf come in and tell me that there was a message from the command for me that April gave to make sure I got the message, and it was for the other 4 people, not just me, but also for the other people, Chesno, Kit Kat, and Johnny, which incorporates our 5 that are going off planet. So, yeah, it's just a big deal. It's getting to be a bigger deal, and I'm pretty certain we're going off planet soon. I don't know exactly when that is. I don't know that that's what they were calling her on ship for, but we'll find out. Whatever it is, it's important. Am I growing out my hair? Yeah, I'm growing it out a little bit. I'm going to get it cut again, though. I think this weekend I'm cutting my hair back to where I want it. When it gets colder out, I'll let it grow a little bit, but I am going to probably cut it out. Bill, Commander, are you growing out your hair? Like I said, yeah. How can you tell if you've been abducted? If you've been abducted, great question. James Peck. If you've been abducted, basically you'll have missing time in many cases. You'll be taken by a lower vibrational ET onto their ship. And if you've been abducted, there'll be markings after you come back. If you've never had any markings on any part of your body, if you've been abducted, you will see those markings. That's one indication of being abducted. 50K says, first it was Florida, now it's worldwide. Well, it's actually been all over the world. If you're talking about the UFOs and everything, they're all over the place. Ashley, good to see you, Ashley. Let's see here. It's good to have everybody with us. Let me see. Yeah, Paranormal, we see your message coming through loud and clear. We do see you. Rebel6724, hello, good to see you. Brandon, everybody coming in here. So there's a lot going on to begin with. I know a lot of people, hey, Amando, good to see you. April, good to see you. I saw a TikTok about a woman and her daughter in the Smoky Mountains saw 2 Bigfoot playing its day. Interesting, Freedom. Yeah, the Bigfoots are becoming more bold in their appearance in the mountains and in other areas. I think as we get towards contact, good to see you. The Bigfoots will start showing themselves more in the areas where they live, and the public will see them more, which is going to happen. When contact happens, a lot of things will come forward. The Bigfoot will be more revealing of who they are, which are not just these things that make noises, but they are very intelligent. The mer people will make themselves known when contact happens. The fairies, which exist, will make themselves more known as we get closer. So all the things that we've heard about in our lifetime actually do exist. And we're going to be able to, hey, Brenna, good to see you. We'll be able to be fortunate enough to be living in this time when all of you, whatever your age is, it doesn't matter, you're going to experience some beautiful changes on Earth. You're going to experience these changes of contact. Is there a city on the moon? The moon is actually a space base. The moon is an artificial structure that was put there millions upon millions upon millions of years ago. And inside the moon is a space station or a base station for intergalactic travel. There are intergalactic civilizations that go in and out of the moon, and so it is totally an artificial structure. There are probably cities on the moon that are not shown in photos by any means, by any of the space agencies, but I'm pretty sure they exist. Oh, Johnny 8500, leprechauns? Hey, look, leprechauns probably do exist, you know? Hey, Barbara, good to see you. Howdy down there. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing very well down there. So we're going to be on here till 1 a.m. 1 a.m. Earth time for 2 hours of this program. You know? Well, the moon is hollow in the sense that it's not a real moon. It's an artificial structure. Artificial structure. Got trains going by, cars going by. A lot of noise tonight. Can I do remote viewing? No, I'm not a remote viewer, but I am telepathic, and I'm also able to, from the Astral Command, I've been given the ability to help people. I've been able to take out implants from people that were abducted remotely. I did that the other night, and just with the palm of my hand, I was able to work on somebody from here on the live broadcast, and they had a implant that was moving around around their ear, and we worked on them, and we actually destroyed the implant. It was gone. I'm waiting to get a good picture. I hope to get one soon. I'm hoping to get a good picture of my father on the ship and my mother. I want to get a good picture of my mother on the ship. Did I know Mount Everest is a pyramid? I never heard about that. We're doing good, Hankster. Good to have you with us. Thank you for asking. No, we don't destroy body fat. That's asking for much. That means exercise, right? We all have to lose, we all on this planet have to lose a little bit with all the good food we have around here. I don't want to reincarnate a different gender next time I do avoid. Daisy, I have 4 instances of shadow people in my home. Should I be worried? Daisy, I'm going to bring you up. Actually, I can't do that. You only have 5 followers. Now, if I can bring you up with 5 followers, I'll be unbelievable. Let's see. I'm going to see if TikTok lets me bring her up with 5 followers, then something's happening here. Daisy needs to have 50 people, I think, to go live. So let's everybody follow Daisy. But Daisy, you need 50 followers. You only have like 5 or 6. She says, I have 4 instances of shadow people in my home. Should I be worried? So I want to definitely do an interview with her. And Daisy, if I get to interview you, I'm going to help you out. I have a lot of questions for you about that. So I'll ask a lot of questions first. And then if I think there's a problem, I will personally, remotely help you out here. So everyone follow Daisy. I want to get her up to 50 people. She has 32. We're getting close. We got to get her up to 50. I don't think, even though it says guest and it lets me push the thing, I don't think she can come on until she got 50. So keep going, folks. Let's see if we can get her up here. You can press for Daisy, her thing there. She has the shadow people thing happening. The commander might have to intervene here. I might have to do some Ashtar command work on the show. And this is what I do, folks. This is why this show's so different. Yeah, I love interviewing people about their contacts and everything, but when people have problems with other lower vibrational ETs or whatever, I've sometimes got to go in there. I put a protection around me, but I will go in there and stop them. Susan Mary, good to have you with us. Daisy, let's see what Daisy is. Daisy's almost there. She's got 49 followers. I'm going to see technically if we can get her in here. She needs like a couple more to go. And you see her on the screen. She's still at 49. Come on, we've got 277 people. A few more people follow Daisy. And then I can bring her up, I hope. Okay, here it goes. Daisy, I got you 50 followers. Let me see if you can come up. Daisy, press the multi-guest option, and we'll see if we can bring you up. The multi-guest option is on your TikTok. If you press it and that you want to be a guest, I can bring you up, I think. It's supposed to work that way, but it's not letting me do it. Yeah, April GG went on the ship last night. She came back around 3 a.m. Earth time. She'll be on tomorrow night, and we'll be talking about what happened. Alicia Skinner, teach me about the Earth's rotation. That's not really something I do. I don't really talk about the Earth's rotation. That's not something I'm well versed in terms of teaching people about the Earth's rotation, but I appreciate the question. Daisy, a bio helps with your account if you want followers, okay. Please, she needs help. And TikTok's only, I can't bring Daisy up because evidently it's not letting me do it. Sister Mary, thank you for the happy Friday. We appreciate it, sister. Sister Mary, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate that too. But I do want to bring Daisy up. It just won't let me do it. I don't know why. Let me go backwards here. Let me see if this will work. Tar, freedom, tar. Okay, let's see. Can we get her up? Can we do this thing? I never give up, you know. We never, ever give up. Let's see here. I don't see her. Oh, there's some, maybe Daisy is in the thing here. Let's see if Daisy's in here. Oh, no, that's not Daisy. Let's see. Daisy, if you're out there, we're going to try again. If we get Daisy in here, and she comes back in, we can bring her into, hopefully, the live. Yeah, Johnny, 8500. When we say on the ship, yes, we mean physical. My friend goes physically on the ship. She's been on the ships in Vermont, taken off planet over 70 times by our space family of the Ashtar Command. And yes, we mean physical. Thank you for the question. It is a physical interaction. Yes, you can also hit multi-guest. If Daisy's there, hit multi-guest, and we can get her on here. All right, let's see what's happening here. It's not a matter of can you go on the ship. We're a specific group of 5 people that have been selected by the command for specific reasons, and there's a whole story behind it. So, for example, her cosmic family is on the ship. Her mother, father, her siblings are on the ship. My mother, my space mother and space father, 2 sisters and brother are on the same ship. And also, that goes for Chesno and also our friend Kit Kat and Johnny. There's a whole story behind this. Let's see here. There's Daisy. We got Daisy out here, folks. I'm really Daisy. Welcome to Encounters.
Hello.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you. I really love your show.
Oh, great. Well, I don't know how long you've been watching it, but you probably have seen me do what I do, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me a little. Wait a minute.
You got to turn your phone down.
Are you doing an AirPod or something?
No. There we go.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fine. All right. So I want to. TikTok is still spinning around, but I can hear you. That's good. Okay. So weird things do happen. So tell me what's going on with you, with the shadow people.
Well, I don't know. I'm assuming that's what they're called. I'm not sure. But
you're not sure?
The first time.
Whoop. Weird things do happen. Weird things are happening. Let's see, what did I tell you? Did I ever tell you when I interview people, sometimes weird things do happen? Did I ever tell you that happens? If you're new to the show, you've just experienced a weird thing just happened. It just happened. I didn't even touch the screen. It could be TikTok. You know, I'm going to try to be very logical and say it's TikTok. I mean, I'd like to think it's a logical thing. Daisy, come back in there if you're there. Daisy, come back in. I don't know what just happened. Well, the TikTok thing was spinning like it was a bad connection. Ashley, it is normal now. If you watch my show since the beginning, And if you've never watched my show, you're going to experience weird things on here happening. Only here. She might have lost it on her side with the TikTok, though. Oh, seriously kidding. I hope she's got a charged up phone. And it could be a very logical reason why she just disappeared. It could be. It could very well be. We will get Daisy back here on Encounters. Thank you, Estella. Thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. You're watching Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. Oh, you do? Okay, Ashley. But now, here, I think Daisy's coming back. Let's do it again. Okay, put a protection around Daisy's phone so we don't lose her.
I don't know what Daisy happened. Somebody come up and wanted me to request a visit with them other than you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You just have to decline the visit thing if it happens.
I figured that out. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the times it's trolls popping up somehow on the screen. I get them on here and I just knock them out. So tell us a bit about, we won't call them shadow people because you yourself don't know who they are, but tell us what's been happening and what's going on. Okay,
the first time that I had it happen was about 16 years ago. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then about 3 weeks ago, it came in, it was pitch black silhouette, no facial features or nothing. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then about 3 weeks ago, I woke up and there was the same thing standing at the foot of my bed.
Oh my God.
And I just looked at it and went back to sleep. And then 5 days after that, it was standing beside my bed next to me. And I woke up, looked at it, and went right back to sleep. And then the last time it was at the corner of the bed. And when I woke up, it just kind of ran off and was gone. And then there were like these little orb-like things. They weren't very big, but they were rainbow colored.
Really?
Yeah, in the window. And I'm just like, this is weird. I don't know what these are.
You saw the rainbow things. You were awake when you saw the rainbow things, correct?
Yes.
When the being was standing next to your bed, this is amazing. So most people say in comments they would not be going back to sleep. So when you saw this being, did you feel a sense of threat or fear or anything?
No, not really. I just woke up, looked at it, and went back to sleep. Okay, and how tall was this being? I don't know. How tall is the bookcase?
It's 6 foot. Oh, okay.
6 foot. 6 foot? 6 foot, yeah.
Okay, so let's say the being is 6 foot tall, and you're not afraid of this being that's in front of your bed, and then it takes off really fast. Then you're seeing these colorful orbs in your window. What did you think about? What did you think about the orbs in your window?
I don't know. They were pretty.
They were pretty.
They were very.
I'm trying to figure out if this being is friendly or not friendly. The space being. I'm trying to figure it out. That's why I'm asking all these questions.
That's okay.
So did it communicate at all, or was it just looking at you?
It was just standing there. Just standing there watching me, I guess. But it was coal black and there was no facial features or nothing.
So how many nights so far in a row was this happening?
Well, like the last 3 weeks, there was like 3 times, and it was like 3 or 4 days in between. And the last one, like I said, after it, I went back to sleep, and then I woke up, and then I saw these things in the window, these little colored balls. I mean, they weren't very big. They weren't any bigger than a dime, probably, in the window. And then there hasn't been anything since, and that was a week ago, I think.
Now, did that stop happening after these rainbow orbs showed up?
Yes.
Ah, okay. I'm starting to get a feeling about this. I think the rainbow orbs were a separate entity or entities or ET energies that were different than this. Did you feel their energy was different than the shadow, the being that was like dark?
Yeah. I was happy.
You're happy, yes.
And I watched them. They played in the window for probably about 10 minutes.
Interesting. So I'm thinking here very carefully. The orbs took them out as ours did. Half Pint said she's a contactee, her and her husband Ray and Mary up in the Appalachian Mountains. They have contacted the Anunnaki, but they've had negative ETs try to interfere. And they had situations where these things took out the negative energy or the ETs. So in your case, hey, Papa Smurf, good to see you. In your case, just for an ounce of protection, I would like to do something for you, if I may.
Okay.
Because I don't think this other being should be coming back to do what it's doing, whatever it's doing. You know, there's something there that doesn't sound totally right to me. So I'd like to do something for you. I know I can't see you visually. I see your picture here, so that's good enough for me. And if you will close your eyes, I'm going to use the palm of my hands here, which people can see. I've been gifted by my father with certain abilities to help people from my remote location. And for those that have not seen me do this, you will. This is all documented. When I do this on my show, these are documented cases of what I can do. And I'm going to do this for you. So I want you to close your eyes. I want you to breathe in, and I want you to breathe out through your nostrils. Close your eyes. I want you to turn off your brain and not even think about anything. Just turn your brain right off. Because what I'm going to do here is going to be very powerful, and it's also going to be very protective to make sure you don't have that being ever come back. And when you're done breathing, let me know.
Okay.
Okay? And when you're done, tell me if you're feeling more relaxed than you did before.
Yes.
Okay, good. That's very important. So I'm about to do here, audience, all over the place, all over the world, wherever you are, is very extraordinary. I do this in humble service to the mission of the Ashtar Command. I am working now, switching consciousness into my Ashtar Command mode. I switch the frequency right now in a nanosecond. And for people that know much about me, I'm from Mars originally. I am from the Ashtar Command. I am here as what you call starseed, but I'm fully activated to do what I'm doing here. I don't use a pendulum. I have no cards. I have no crystal balls. I have no magic wands. I don't do any of that stuff. Everything I do here is galactically real, and you're going to experience it. And if you don't think it's real, and you're laughing thinking it's a joke, that's because you're scared and you're nervous and you don't understand what's happening. That's the reason why you would laugh, because you really are afraid of the truth. But once you get done laughing, maybe you'll learn something. All right. So Daisy, we're going to do this now. But Golden, yes, I think you are. Daisy, we're going to do this now for you. And just relax. All my life, I came here as a starseed. All right. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to focus on you, but I'm also watching the comments in case I have to take anybody off this live. I can multitask real easily here. Tell me how you feel.
Relaxed.
Okay. I'm going to start working on you now. I'm going to send a ray of energy through your consciousness, through the cellular structure. In a moment, you'll start feeling the energy coming through. What I'm going to do is clear out anything that attracted this being to you. And I'm starting to feel the heat energy from both of my palms, which are going to be beamed to you. So I'm shooting invisible energy rays to you. Keep your eyes closed, please. And I'll answer some of your questions that you have, Christina, I think it is. We will in a little bit. I see your question. Freedom, thank you. Okay, you should be feeling something right now.
Just
If
my
Eric, so
head.
Eric Mitchell is going to be taken out, I think. Eric Mitchell says, play along Daisy. Bye-bye, Eric Mitchell. You're gone. This is not a role play thing.
My head feels funny.
Yeah, I'm working on your energy right now. And I'm just taking out some of the naysayers that don't believe what I do is real. I'll take them right off the live. No problem. We're clearing all the energy out. What I'm going to do is put an invisible protection around your body. Right now, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to go slowly from your head. It'll be a shield. You might be feeling a tingling sensation or something in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel anything?
Yes.
Okay. I'm putting a shield. I'm actually doing what I say I'm doing, people. I'm putting a shield around her so that that being can never come back. It will repel any lower vibrational ETs from coming into your home. It will protect you always. Wherever you go, you'll be protected. I'm just doubling the shield around you. If you're watching this and you can't believe what I'm doing is real, it is real, brothers and sisters. I do what I do, I say what I say, and I'm as real as it gets. I'm also clearing energy in your house with my palm of my hand. I'm going to go with the beams of light into each room. Any residual energy from that being or any of those type of beings is being cleared out. And we're going to actually break down the molecular structure. I'm doing that right now, too. Hey, Kit Kat. Thank you, Angela. A lot of energy is coming from the palm of my hands. I am actually shooting a lot of energy in your house right now. I'm clearing everything out. Do you have a basement?
No.
Okay. No worries.
Well, a crawl space, but
Well, we're going to just clear out the crawl space and make sure it's pure energy of light. We're basically doing a cleansing. I'm doing a cleansing of all the energy and I'm giving it up to the creator. I'm not holding. I'm giving it up to the Creator. When I do stuff like this, I have to give it up to the Creator. I don't hold on anybody's energy in their houses or anything when I'm doing this ET work. Okay, you can open your eyes now. I'm finished.
Okay. Okay.
How do you feel?
Good.
You're not going to have any more interference from that being or whatever being it was from another place. That ET will never be able to come back. I also put a protection around your home. So there's now a what you call invisible bubble around your house. And there's not going to be any interference whatsoever.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I've been gifted this ability to do this, and that's why I wanted to do that for you.
That's cool. Thank you. I feel really a little different.
Yeah, you're going to feel different. We actually amped up a protection of energy within your cellular structure. So you will feel different because now you are activated and protected.
That's neat. I like that. Thank you. So what were the little orbs supposed to be? They were
the orbs, I'm trying to figure that out. They're a separate grouping of light energy. I think they're totally different than that being that was interfering with you. I think they were the opposite. I don't know if you see them again, you might. I don't think they're a threat to you. I think they are totally different than the being that was interfering with you at the bed.
Well, it was just spooky, but I never really felt afraid. Like I said,
the ones that were colorful, they were little, but they were colorful lights, right?
Right. They were really pretty.
Yeah, I didn't get any negative energy from that.
Okay.
But I think they were of a different vibrational pattern.
You think what?
They were a different vibrational pattern. If you see them again, let me know what happens.
Okay.
I was more focused on this other being, this ET that was interfering with you around your bed. They're never going to come back.
Good. Good. Of course, like I said, 16 years ago, I didn't think anything of it. But then, in 3 weeks, you get 3 more, and it's like something's going on here.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you, M31. And the person said, read the Bible. No, throw out the Bible, throw out all the different books, the texts, and whatever country, whatever religion you are, throw them all out. You want to connect with the cosmic Christ, you want to connect with God, connect with God. If you want to be connected to what you call Jesus, you don't need a Bible to do it. You don't need a Hebrew book to do it. You don't need, a Middle Eastern book to do it. Just connect with God universally, because God is everywhere. God created the whole universe. Hey, Banco, good to see you. So, what I do here, folks, is real. Many people understand that. The ones that can't take it, no one's forcing you to be here. Understand, hey, Brenna, Tahar, good to see you. I'm here to bust the matrix. Yeah. Okay. And gold and silver, if you were to listen, you'd understand why I'm saying throw out the bait and then say, okay, Satan, okay, man, you're a goner. You just got yourself a ticket, a one-way ticket out of here. There you go. Man, that's the first time someone called me that, and they're no longer going to be able to watch the show. We just blocked them, threw them out the window. You see, when you're busting the matrix, the real religious people, when they start calling you that, it's time for them to go. Now they know the commander, as host of the show, and his moderators don't stand for that garbage. Okay? We take them right out. You see, they don't realize I do care about my program. It's not a free-for-all here. So CYN, I don't believe in any Bible, but I do understand Jesus is a space being. So yeah, I know Jesus, but he's a space being. He's not somebody that's on a cross. He's a space being, and he's actually part of the council of the Astral Grand. Deja, I'm going to let you down. I want to thank you for being here, okay?
Thank you very much.
Many blessings to you, okay?
You too.
All right. So I'm going to focus on some of these questions here. Let's talk about Mr. Jesus, okay? For people that have been growing up in a specific religion, throw the Bible out the window. I didn't tell people to throw Jesus out the window, the Bible, and every kind of Bible, Hebrew text, Middle Eastern text, Muslim, whatever it is. Once you throw out all the 3D religious stuff out of the window, you'll know what Jesus is. Jesus is a space being. Jesus is a very beautiful being. Jesus has a sense of humor, you know? And all the space people from the planetary worlds of light, they believe in God. But on Earth, the belief in God is based on religion, not based on believing God. Everyone has to have their books and say, let me see what chapter God is in, you know? Throw that stuff out. God exists. God is universal. The native cultures, the indigenous cultures call it the Great Spirit, the Great Creator, all the same thing. You know, anybody want to challenge me about God from a space perspective, forget it. You're going to lose. You're going to lose big time. And you want to talk about Jesus, I'll talk about Jesus as a space being. I'll challenge every religious belief system on here and I'll bust your matrix in 2 seconds. I guarantee it. You know? So religious people, watch out because you got the commander here. And I will not sit here and tell you that you're going to be bumping me over the Bible about Jesus. So let's get real. God is a life force. Jesus is a space being. God is a life force, you're right. And God is universal. He's not just for planet Earth, he's for every planet, every solar system, every galaxy, every dimension of existence. He's everywhere. It's not even a he, it's just God. Nope, Jesus never died on the cross. That's a religious fallacy. Jesus is a space being. He came to Earth as a light worker to liberate the planet, and some people didn't understand him, and then he went back up on a ship in the clouds. That's a simple story. You know, that's a simple story. I don't want to tell a long story because it'll take too long to tell it. Etheric, thank you for the lightning bolts. Chili, thank you for the Chili user 97. You know, it's amazing, you know, and there's nothing wrong because people have been brought up in different religions, have been brought up to believe that Jesus was on this cross or something on earth. If people only knew that Jesus is a beautiful being who's alive and well, and he's been on a spaceship with my friend, and my friend has actually seen Jesus wearing comfortable clothing, and you're saying, how could that be possible? It is happening, brothers and sisters. He is very beautiful. And he can be serious, but he's very, you know, he has a sense of humor. Okay. When we do our Ashtar Command thing tomorrow night, I'm going to have April talk about Jesus. She's seen him on the ship, in the council meetings. She'll tell you what it looks like. All right? Forget about the second coming. Throw all that religious stuff out the window, Robert. You're not going to be judged for anything. Jesus is a loving space being. You're going to, and when I have April on my show, you can learn about the real Jesus, who's not the one that they put in all these Bibles. Okay? Very, very different. Jesus loves everybody. Hey, Becca, Jesus loves everybody. You know? We're all God's sons and daughters. CYN. So let me translate this whole thing for religious people that you've been, it's the dogmatic teachings or the dogma of the church. Jesus, we're all sons of God. We're all daughters of God. What that means is in a galactic translation is God is not only love, but we're all from God. Every space family, every man and woman from another planet, just like on Earth, is connected to God. We all are. We're all sons and daughters of God. But it has nothing to do with religion. God created life everywhere in the multiverse. Animals, marine life, everything, trees, flowers. It's all connected to the Creator, right? We're all connected. You know? Yeah, try it, Neil. Religious tries to separate us. So throw your religions out the window. I know for some people, It's hard that because all the propaganda growing up as a kid with your family, you went to church or a temple or whatever it is, throw that stuff out the window. It doesn't mean you're throwing God out the window. You're just throwing all the earth-based dogma out the window and understanding the galactic understandings about God and Jesus, that Jesus is a space being. I will say that for 1,000 times if I need to. Oh, yeah, they're coming from Mars. So let me answer that question. So I am a starseed. Let me explain something. I came from Mars before I came here. I chose to come here. I had Earth-based mother and father. They passed away years ago. Okay? We all who are starseed come here with human parents. We have a human life. We have, many of us work. We have different jobs. Some might work in an office. Some might be doctors, whatever, a librarian, whatever it is. But the difference is when we get older, we wake up to the fact that we're not from here. For me, I came out of the closet 21 years ago on my show about being from Mars. Mars is a planet that has 10 to 15 million inhabitants living on it right now that are human. Contrary to anything on websites you see about Mars, Mars is a living, breathing planet with people on it. That's where I come from. All right. But I was born here. I chose to come here to do my mission work, which I'm doing here. Part of it is my intergalactic knowledge of broadcasting was when I was on the ship, I did all the intergalactic communications for the Ashtar Command. I took that knowledge here and used the Earth-based technology, which I'm using now in current time periods, and I'm using it for the same purpose I would do if I were on a spaceship. Mars is the planet representation of war and warrior. Mars actually, I know historically people say that, but the Mars that exists right now is very different from what is stated in internet knowledge about Mars. Mars is a very beautiful, loving planet. The people have families. They live in harmony with the Creator. They live in Christ consciousness very differently than the people on Earth. I appreciate, Becca, what you're saying, but they're very, very different. They can't go to Mars because Mars is off limits to our astronauts, even though they have a rover there. There are people living on Mars. It's just like saying, well, I can't say things about Earth because on Earth we are going to have contact in a year and a half, but that's a whole different story. But if people from Earth went to another planet, most likely they would mess it up. If they were allowed to land on another planet, they would mess it up, just like they've pretty much messed up this planet for millions of years. Not just in our current Earth history, but even early Earth history. Now we have a chance to set things straight. You know, sometimes you have to get your house in order before you think about visiting somebody else's house. You know what I mean? People mess up every planet. Once we become elevated to the understandings of the galactic truth, we'll be operating consciously the same as our space brothers and sisters. Once we get to that cosmic truth. And we are going there. Once we have contact in a year and a half, we are going there. We're going to gradually transfer from a planet of limitation to an unlimited knowledge of understanding. The reason why the moon actually has an Earth-based lunar base. There's a lunar base on the moon, but it wasn't done by NASA. There's another secret group of people that put a lunar base on the surface of the moon, which is an artificial structure. The moon itself is an artificial structure. It's an intergalactic base station. And that's why you see sometimes these UFOs or things coming out of the moon, going into the sky from the moon. They're coming out of the inner part of the moon and leaving the moon. You know, so there's a lot of stuff going on. I think Isabel says, have we been repeating time? We're not repeating time. I think I understand your question. Just another David Miscavige. Who's David Miscavige or whatever that is? We will see the underground civilization next year as well. I don't know about I think the people of the Agartha network, if contact does happen, I'm not sure if they're going to come to the surface of our planet and let people know about them. That we haven't gotten that far yet. We have to wait and see. Thank you, lovely. I appreciate it. Giselle says, I remember being on Lyra, and after the wars, I went to Sirius B. Thank you. Thank you, lovely. Anna the Rescue Lamb. Is it Scientology? Yeah, Scientology is no good. I lump that in the whole thing with all the religions. Scientology, throw that out the window too. Yeah, throw that out the window. So why can't astronauts see anything on the moon? There's a lot going on the moon, but we don't have any astronauts on the moon, so therefore they can't see anything. Oh, George, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the Roses Alcove. Thank you very much for the gifts, Etheric. Thank you for the corgi. Oh, I I don't follow Scientology, so yeah. I work with the Ashtar Command. I work with the galactic beings of light, and I have no use for Scientology. That's an Earth-based thing. In the future, would we be able to choose to live in space? Yes. Once our planet comes to the level of being part of the planetary worlds of peace, we'll be able at that point to travel in space and go to different places as our space family does. Thank you, Rita. I appreciate that. And Enlightened Jess, right. The moon is like a truck stop for all spaceships and beings. That would be true. I've seen some of Jay, the fourth kind. I've been so busy with my galactic work, I don't watch much TV or many documentaries. And Bird Lover is right. Dan Bird Lover. All religions are man-made. That's right. So Terry Johnson. So this is where it gets interesting. Well, in terms of the firmament, it doesn't exist. It was created on the internet. So let's put it this way: when we had the internet begin, somebody started a website about the firmament. Then more people did that. More people. So when I talk to people that there's no firmament, I'm going to explain why. If there was such a thing existing, number one, it wouldn't affect the space people from other planets. They can come in and go at our planet anytime they want, and they do. There's nothing blocking our planet. There's no like invisible ball around our Earth. If we were advanced and we had the spiritual advancement and we're able to travel to other worlds, there wouldn't be anything blocking us. The only reason why we can't get to where we need to go is because we don't have the ability and the advancements that our space people do to come and go as they wish to any dimension, any galaxy, any solar system. We're just not there. But there's no firmament. And I've said it before, it's a great question. I will always tell people there's no firmament. And the people that believe there is, they're living an illusion. They're going by stuff they read somewhere or they heard somewhere. It doesn't exist. You can come and go as you want, but you have to be able to be advanced enough to get there. You know, the reason why the intergalactic spaceships are coming to Earth, there's nothing blocking them. There's no like invisible shield. We don't have any shield. It's an illusion, the shield. It doesn't exist. If we get to be where our space family is, we'll be able to go anywhere we want without anything blocking us or a gate opening up or whatever. We can come and go as we want. Jessica Law says, take me now. Hey, Jessica. Anna the Rescue Lamb says, I don't believe we ever landed on the moon. And like I said, the moon is an artificial structure and it's an intergalactic way station. Ah, Sonia, thank you. I've never seen that before. Thank you. Wow, that was crazy. Yeah. Who cares anymore? Very, very. So you're asking a question. So contact's going to be in 2026. In the year 2025, we're going to start seeing an increased buildup of spaceships being sighted all over the world. In late 2025, we're going to see an incredible increase of space activity off planet, and we might start seeing some of the spaceships from underwater, from the inner Earth, start appearing coming out of the water, possibly. But I can tell you, towards the end of 2025, we're going to start seeing in the middle to latter part of 2025 a lot of activity. Make sure you have your cameras out. Make sure you can record some of this activity. It's going to be happening everywhere. Very good question, Harris. Thank you. Nico, I think it's Nico Mandela, says because you don't have the touch line. Okay, I'm not sure what that question is related to. Terry, you're welcome. I have an idea of how to send. Okay, let's see here. Commander, greetings, love and light. Blessings to you, Rob, aka. Like Masters, will we be given an opportunity to be able to help another planet like you're helping us? Yes, once we become consciously at the level of our space family, we will be able to help other planets. But we have to get to that level first. M. Neil, yes. Sonia, thank you for the lights. Thank you so much. Yes, M. Neil, you're absolutely going to be able to do that. Now's the time to be aware. In our everyday life, we're busy. I know everyone has a busy life with family and other things, but take time to look at the night sky. Make sure you have your camera fully charged up. And if you see something interesting, document it. What's Eric Bailey talking about? What's this blowing smoke? Not true. What's not true? What is Eric Bailey saying? David 2 says, just think, I remember when people were claiming contact would come. Yeah, but that was from people that were channeling, David. I couldn't handle the channeling people. On Facebook, tons of that happened. And it was all based on channels. My friend has been physically off planet over 70 times. Physically. She's not a person channeling any space being. She physically goes off planet. I'm part of that group that's going to be going off with her. I'm also host of the show. I'm host of NPR Radio's Cosmic Eye radio show for 21 years. So I know I agree with you. In the year 2000, all these channels and magazines, we were telling us this is going to happen. But that's the problem. The channels never get it right. All right. But my friend on Saturday night will be on with me. She's been off planet over 70 times, and she's documented every single thing that's happened. Every single thing has happened. And I'm one of the people, and there's 3 other of us that are going to be taken off planet and going off planet soon. So you come to the right place. You know, I know after hearing stuff like that from the year 2000 and all these channels on Facebook or whatever, or maybe on YouTube, many times they say things, but they're channeling their higher self. My friend and the group that I'm part of has been going off physically for over 70 plus times, and we've documented every single thing. Tomorrow night, April, myself will be on here. This show, by the way, is being watched by the space people on a monitoring system on the ship. They monitor my show from a spaceship. Now, for those that don't believe that, I can care less. If you get to know me, you'll realize that I don't care what you think. You'll find that out pretty quick. You know, I'm in command of my own cosmic spirit. I don't care what other people think. I will listen and read comments and interact, but if you go negative, I don't care, because I don't care what you think. I know the things that happen. I'm a contactee from the 60s. I've had a real experience. If you had no experience in saying, you know, I don't believe this is going to happen, that's a belief system. As a belief system doesn't have any relationship to fact. It's a belief. I can have a belief that there's a tree that's going to show up tomorrow in the front of my house. I can have the belief, go outside, the tree's not there. But if I touch a tree and I physically document myself videotaping touching a physical tree, it's there. It's physically there, right? When someone has contact with space people physically, not astral projecting, not hoping, but actually does that, to many people that don't have that experience, that's extraordinary. And in some cases, the brain is going to say, I don't believe this can possibly be happening, or contact can be happening, because it's been said before. Hey, look, On Facebook, every year on Facebook, for years, since Facebook's been around, all the so-called enlightened cosmic people that channel were saying every year, we're going to have contact. And it never happened. I'm very aware of that. But this is a whole different scenario. This is really happening. And what I'm telling you here is not a made-up story, but a reality. Now, whether you choose to believe this, it's your free will to say, no, I don't believe that's going to happen. They said it was going to happen. It's not going to happen. That's a belief system. If you believe something's not going to happen, all that is a belief, right? It doesn't mean it's fact, it's a belief. But if something's going to happen and someone tells you something will happen, you can either choose to believe it's going to happen or not. Simply, that's the case. I can't come fast and I can't come quickly. Let's see here. Let's see here. Jahi. So before I do interviews, I always like to know what the person wants to talk about. You have to be over 18, number one. No kids on the show. No drinking, no smoking, no vaping, no drugs, no drunks, no paranormal discussion. I think I covered all the categories. And we stay very much in tune with galactic discussions, cosmic discussions. We can talk about encounters, visitations, abductions, the space people, Bigfoot, the mer people, the mermaids, the fairies. All that stuff is intergalactically connected to these topics here. So we love interviewing people. I just need to make sure that we're staying on focus. Let's see here. No closed minds. That's right. Any thoughts on Artemis? I know what Artemis is. I don't really too much focus on it. There's bigger things to focus on, which is what's happening, contact with our space people. That's the biggest thing I'm focused on. Commander, are you saying any sin we commit, we are going to heaven? Ariel, good to see you. Well, I never talked about sin, but I think that we as human beings, if we are here to help the planet, I don't know what that is. I don't know, I don't really get into the whole religious thing about sin. That's not my topic. Because then if I talk about that, then I'm going into the situation of talking about religion, which has the word sin in it. So I'd rather stay away from that word. I'd rather talk about enlightenment, about uplifting people, about the beauty of the future of our planet. Those are the things I can talk about. And when we talk about heaven, let me translate what heaven is. Heaven is the universe. Heaven is the stars. Heaven is the whole galactic framework beyond Earth. We are part of heaven because we are a heavenly body called Earth. Mars, Jupiter, all these planets are heavenly bodies. So what is called heaven is really the stars, the planets, the solar systems. They're all part of a galactic heaven. So that goes against everything in religious belief systems, which I'm going to do. I'm going to bust that too. So when I hear the word heaven, the decoding of the word heaven is that it is a galactic. Heaven is everything. God created the heavens, which is all the stars, all the planets, all the life. So that's my perception of heaven versus the religious dogma, which is saying you're either going to heaven or you're going here. And religions are always based on limitations of dogma, right? Do you want me to come up because I'm about to go in the house and everyone let's see here. Yeah, Ashley, you definitely can come up. We'd love to have you with us. Are you saying, yeah. Hopefully I've answered that question. Let's see, Commander, when does the soul go to heaven? When we leave our bodies, we go back into our space bodies, Judy. So when we leave our physical bodies, we have our bodies in stasis. Most people, or most every person has a space body, which is different than the human body. If you realize you're a starseed, Judy, you actually, when you leave your body, you never die. You go to your space body, the body that's in stasis. Let's see here. Right, and Michelle is absolutely correct. Right, Jahi, you're right about that. Do you want me? Okay, let's see here. Well, I don't know about those both being stargates. There's no. I don't get into the heaven hell thing. I stay away from it. Okay, I'll bring you up there, Ashley. So let me get something straight. The heavenly bodies are the universe, the stars. What people call hell is when we use nuclear weapons, create wars. That can be a living hell in a sense, but I don't use that word the same way religious people do. It's you can create heaven on earth by stopping all the stuff that is negative, the wars, the killings of people, the blowing up things. So again, I like to just frame things in a more non-religious terminology, and I like to turn things around in understanding that these words were created in religious texts that I don't agree with. So heaven is universal. You can take a planet that's been living in what you call a hell with not pollution or whatever, and when you get rid of all that stuff, then you've turned it into a beautiful planetary system. That's my way of looking at it. Let me take a look here. Wow, I got a lot of people wanting to come up here. Let's see. I'm going to bring Ashley up first. Having quite the discussion here tonight. And hopefully TikTok is... Good evening, Ashley. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm having a blast trying to answer all these questions, being shot at me here. I'm doing, I think, pretty good. Man, it's a lot of questions, but I'm handling it.
I know. They're going fast, too.
I'm trying to...
Okay, so...
go ahead.
Okay, so real quick, while I was working, whenever I'm working, I just am by myself, and I'm always, constantly thinking about things, and they're always telling us to listen to, the 432 hertz music. Mm-hmm. And I was wondering, maybe that's why they tell us that, to keep us in 3D. So when I went to break, I was in my car and I Googled it, and I had Googled 3D and it come up as 430.
Well, are you there? Uh-oh. I better not lose you, Ashley. Are you still there?
Can you hear me?
Okay, you're there. Good. I can hear. What just happened?
Okay. I don't know. My screen went white. But, okay, so I was in my car and I Googled the 3D, and the 432 hertz come up. So I was wondering if that's the way that they want to keep us in 3D. So I Googled the 5D, and the 528 hertz come up. So I was wondering if when people meditate or listen to music and with the 528 hertz, if that would help people ascend quicker.
I will suggest
it was just a
something.
Thought.
Well, here's what I suggest. I go way beyond the 5D stuff.
Okay.
If you go on YouTube, there's a frequency for Christ consciousness. If everybody out there watching this show goes on YouTube and puts in ambient Christ conscious music, there's tons of it. And it's way above the 5D stuff and all the other Ds. When you listen to that music, meditate with it, and I guarantee you're going to have an experience. And there is a thing called Christ conscious music, which is at a certain frequency vibrational pattern, and it does exist. I've used it on my radio show.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it just came to my mind when I was working today, and then I was thinking maybe that's why we're being held back.
Yeah.
Maybe they're doing...
And I don't want to put any, I don't want to put a conspiracy theory on it at all, but I do believe that the higher frequency is Christ consciousness, which is ambient Christ conscious music. You'll see it, you'll hear it, and there's a number of artists that have created the tones and sounds of that frequency vibration, and it is way higher than any 5D music.
Okay. That's good. I'm glad I asked, because now I just learned something even better.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you asked the question. Now, a lot of people...
everybody in here knows.
Now, they all know. Christ-conscious ambient music. I'll say the word again. Or just ambient Christ-conscious music. If you go on YouTube, there's tons of it. Listen to it. You're going to feel the energy from it. And it's definitely really, really, really high. There's also music called Ascension ambient music. So if you listen to Ascension ambient music, you'll hear that too. That and the Christ conscious music, ambient music, both of those are really high frequencies.
Okay.
All right.
And
Ashley,
I heard you say that before, but yeah, I was just thinking about that today, so I figured I would say something.
No, I'm glad you did. Very, very good question. I think it's going to help a lot of folks. All right. Well, We'll put you down off the ship. Thanks for coming on here.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Oh, let me see who else is here. Who do I bring up next? Okay. Certified something. We'll see what they're going to do. I'm very quick to the finger if anything goes wrong here. Certified, welcome to Encounters, #1 spiritual UFO talk show. You're on with us here.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing? You're with us. You're live on. You're on Encounters. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Welcome to the show.
Oh, okay. I just slid in and I heard you saying something about the dimensions and the different things like that about when people pass away, or because people were saying heaven and a hell or whatever, like they go to the light. But I had an experience, and when I tell people about my experience, they tend to start laughing and thinking that, oh my goodness, she must be high or something. But I had an experience to where I remember laying down, and as I was laying down, I can remember being in this world. But as I'm in this world, my husband is saying, he's on the phone with the ambulance saying that he can't wake me up. I'm not even, I can hear him, but I can't interact with that because I'm in this other world. In this world that I'm in, we are all standing around this, you know how a spaceship looks? Like the inside, like it's circle? We were all standing around and we were looking like in this dome. We were, you know how they say the firmament looks, how the world looks. We were all looking.
Spaceship. You were in a dome within a spaceship.
We were looking down, and we all had these what is it called? The
space
outfits
outfits.
on.
Yeah, spacesuits.
We were all looking down in there, and people were jumping down, and they were saying, "Don't jump down in that world because you don't know what you're jumping into."
Did you have this? When did this happen to you?
It happened about 4 months ago.
4 months ago. So when it happened, can you describe to our audience around the world how this began to happen to you?
I had came home from getting my hair done. I had left the shop because I thought that the people at the shop were trying to send somebody with me. This is when it started. They were trying to send somebody with me to my home with me to stay in my home. As I'm driving home, I began to think that that you didn't have to buy anything, that the world was coming to an end, that everything was free, that, it was all for yourself. People had to get somewhere and just be safe because the world was coming to an end. I didn't say anything to anybody. As I got home and pulled up to my apartment, my husband came out the door and he was like, "What's going on? What's wrong with you?" I was like, nothing is going on. He was like, "Well, why don't you go down and get us something to eat from, a restaurant?" And I'm thinking to myself, what? I'm not saying anything to him, but I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't have to pay for it. Everything is free. But I still was like, okay. So I was like, something's wrong with my car. And he went and looked, he's like, "Your tire's flat." And I was like, okay, so I'm still okay. He was like, "Well, come on in here." So I went in the house, and this is when it's going on. I got in the shower. After I got in the shower and I laid down, that's all I remember doing. As I'm laying down, I'm in this world now to where it is, it's like spaceship. I'm in this spaceship. And we're all looking down. People are jumping in these different dimensions, in these different worlds.
So
People
let me
are,
explain something. So you're laying down, you go up to your bed, you lay down. As soon as you lay down, folks, you physically leave your room and you're on a ship, correct?
I'm in a not a ship, but I'm in a aircraft, like a spaceship, like NASA.
Okay, so you're in like a NASA type ship. How big was it?
It had to be big because we were all standing around like the dome of it. It was like big enough that we can look down and see
Right,
these different worlds.
right. So let me explain something. I read people's energies. You were on a spaceship. You were on a spaceship. They let you see what they want you to see on this ship. They proceeded in the way that you would understand it, but you were definitely on a spaceship. Now, I don't understand. I mean, I believe your story. I believe they teleported you out of your particular element of your room that quick, and you're on the ship. Were these other people also from Earth?
It was like different people from different cultures. It was like
Different cultures.
it was white people, it was black people, it was African people, it was people from Russia. It was different. I didn't know any of these people.
Right. Did your husband see anything? One of my viewers is saying down rabbit hole. Did he see it when it happened or not? Where was he in another room?
When he was calling the ambulance, telling them he couldn't wake me up. I'm hearing him say this. I can't wake her up.
Okay, so you were physically still in the room, your body, but you were taken off planet.
Right. Right.
Okay, I understand now. Okay. And hey, look, that's the way it happens sometimes. Your body's okay. You leave your body into your other consciousness and you are in a physical form on the ship. That is not uncommon. Yeah, I think astral travel is one way of putting it. That's true. Akabar is right about that. So your higher consciousness left your physical body and went on the ship. That's not uncommon.
Because I can remember like bits and pieces. I can remember them picking my body up, and it was so, and I know it had to be limp because I couldn't move. I can remember them putting me on the gurney, and as they were taking me to the hospital, I was somewhere else. It's like I would jump from these. I can jump from remembering being in the back of the ambulance, and I can remember being back in these different worlds, in these different dimensions.
Now, how did you wake up out of that? When did you wake up at the hospital? When did you wake up back into the?
I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital when I really, really came to myself. My sister told me that I was telling them that I was a part of this experiment.
Wait a minute. Let me say that. So you have a sister?
Yes.
Your sister was telling who?
My sister, when I came to, she said that I was telling her, but I don't remember this. She said I was telling them that I was a part of this secret experiment.
And what was the secret experiment? Can you explain what that is?
That I could determine the different colors of the bird feathers before that they were hatched. It was a certain thing that we had. This is a different world that I'm in. This is a certain thing that me and the different people had to do to make these birds. You know how birds have different colors?
Right, right.
We were in a lab. This is one of these worlds that I'm in. We were in a lab, and we were determining whether it would be pink, whether it would be blue, whether it would be yellow.
And did they say what the end result of this was that you were doing? What was the purpose?
What do you mean? With
the birds? We're talking about these birds on board where you were. What was the purpose of that?
The purpose of these birds that we were getting, the color is so. Let me remember, because when no one asks me, when I go to telling people about this, they tend to think that I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't I haven't even, when you got, now that you're asking me these things, no one's asking me before. But the purpose of us making these birds a different color is so no one could be like, well, I know, the people on Earth couldn't say, well, I know what color this bird is going to be before it's hatched. We had to figure out when somebody's like, oh, this bird is going to be a yellow bird because, this bird and this bird was together. We was like, no, this bird is going to be purple.
I just want to take a little break for just a moment. River Blue, my friend April, just wanted us to know, because I'm with her on a group of 5. Her daughter was admitted to the hospital, so we have to all pray for her daughter.
Oh my!
I'd like to send prayers to her daughter, and she's a beautiful person up in Vermont, and I send our prayers and hope that her daughter is okay. Sending our prayers to her, because she's a dear friend of ours and she's my friend that goes on off planet every other night almost. So we're sending prayers out to April and her daughter, and we hope that she has a quick recovery and that she's okay. That's really important.
Yeah.
But it was a granddaughter. Yep, the granddaughter. Yeah, it was a little granddaughter. I think it's a little granddaughter. I will have to ask April. I don't want to have misinformation here. I think it's the granddaughter. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things going on here. Yep, I can bring James up here. James wants to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Okay, he's down in Florida. He's been on my show. I know him for a long time. And good evening,
Hello.
James. Welcome.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
And again, I'm sending prayers out to April's granddaughter. Let's hope for a quick recovery, whatever's going on, that she heals and gets well, James, and good evening. I know you have questions for our guest, and what would you like to ask her?
Well, I'm just trying to understand where I wanted to ask questions at the beginning, because there was things she was mentioning about before she got home. She said that she had felt somebody was trying to follow her home or send somebody home. I didn't understand. I was just trying to decipher.
Right. So what she was talking about was she physically was in. Let me just backtrack. So physically, her body was there. So she astral traveled, which is a thing that people do. We astral travel. Sometimes we don't realize we're doing it. She physically was consciously astral traveling into this dome, which I deciphered was some sort of a spaceship. And in this dome, they were able to see back. She was able to see her body and see also other things. And I think that's what the gist of what she was saying, because I understand what she was saying. Just to give you a better understanding, James, that is what happened. She astral traveled out physically. Her husband was trying to consciously get her up to, and he couldn't do it because she was physically out of her physical body.
So because she did go, you did go in an ambulance, right, Miss?
Yes.
So when you got to the hospital, what did they tell you happened? What did they say was the cause for all of this?
They said that they didn't know what was wrong with me.
Yeah, see? That's interesting.
And what was the physical, like, so as far as you go, what was your physical reaction? Did you feel anything? Like, when you woke up, were you like, oh, why am I even here in the hospital? Or did you wake up and were you in pain or anything?
No.
No pain at all.
When I aroused out of whatever I was in, when I finally came back to myself and I was able to be myself, I wasn't in no pain. There was nothing wrong.
Right. So she was what they call dug in deep.
Now, Deborah is asking, this is interesting. I didn't think of this question. Deborah, good question. When you were going out of your body, astral traveling onto the spaceship, did your heart stop? Were you able to breathe?
Yes, I was breathing.
You were breathing, okay.
Yes, I was breathing. I mean, I couldn't talk, but I could hear them. I could hear
Yeah,
it. Yeah, I couldn't respond. I couldn't move because it was like I was there and I was not there.
right. Yeah, I know all about astral traveling. I know a lot of starseed do astral traveling. I've interviewed people on here who've told me they do the Merkaba thing, which is similar to the astral traveling, where your body's in good shape. Your Merkaba is you create a conscious body through the Merkaba state where you can travel beyond Earth. So call it astral traveling or even a Merkaba. It's pretty similar, but you had no heart attack. You were able to breathe. And then when the doctors, you said something interesting about the doctors. The doctors had no idea what happened.
No,
Am I correct?
no,
Right,
they.
and there was no physical trauma, so that's why I'm thinking
Yeah.
it was like a sleep paralysis,
But if it
type
was
situation.
if it was sleep paralysis, it doesn't mean if she had a sleep paralysis, the astral traveling wouldn't be part of that. If it were absolutely paralysis, I think that people do have sleep paralysis. Let me ask you a question. Did you think you were having you were paralyzed, or do you think you weren't paralyzed?
I was definitely paralyzed because I
You were
couldn't.
paralyzed, okay.
Oh wow!
You were. But
I
at the same
couldn't.
time you're paralyzed, you left your body and went on this journey that was somewhere else.
Yes, because it was
Correct?
correct. Because it wasn't like I was trying to get back. It was like I'm so in tune what's going on in this other
Right.
world.
Right. Yeah, your
You
consciousness and your,
you didn't even want to come back, did you?
I, I, I didn't have, I didn't even, it was like I was so in tune of these different dimensions that I was going
right.
into.
Interesting. See, that's interesting. You definitely had a out of body experience for sure. In your
Yeah.
case, I do believe it was more galactic in nature. It wasn't just you going out of an astral travel and just looking down in a room looking at yourself. You were way beyond your room or your apartment, your house or whatever. You
I,
went all the way out there. And it's a fascinating story. I mean,
because I was
uh,
up and this world was down.
yeah.
And I want to. Gibson asked because she said something about somebody told her that she was on a mission. Who do you was
Yeah,
it
that
a
was.
human or was it a human or was it an
You know
ET?
what? You know what? They, you
Mm-hmm.
know what? Oh my goodness. Oh, they were not human like.
Hey, listen,
Wait a
we've
minute.
heard
This
some
is it.
wild stuff.
Okay, now
So,
wait a minute. You just now early on that you were coming before you came home.
yeah, don't be
Can you tell?
don't be scared to describe it because
Let's
we've
just.
seen a lot of different things.
So you early on when this first started, you were somewhere else when somebody. Can you explain the person that said you were on a mission?
Um, they looked like like people, like parakeets.
Okay, we're getting
Wait a minute.
somewhere here. We're
Yeah,
getting
where did
somewhere.
that? I want to. Where specifically did that happen?
It first started when I guess as you saying astral traveling or
Astral traveling. Someone's using the word avians. So the
Certified.
avians,
Were they blue? Were they blue?
oh my goodness, yes,
they were blue
yes.
Oh
avians.
gosh. So are you ready for some answers here?
Now we know.
We know exactly what it is.
And
Yeah,
the,
everybody in
and
the
the
chat knows it too.
and the blue avians are positive. They're very spiritual beings.
Yeah, you had a good they're good folks to have
Oh,
contact with. So don't be scared.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
And that's a real you heard
okay.
her reaction when we said blue. She was like, "Oh hell, they know what I'm talking about."
A lot of people know
See,
what the blue
you're
avians
safe
are.
here, friend.
Yeah. No, it's a good thing.
And I'm sure you probably gone like, "Oh, people are going to think I'm crazy." But no,
And
listen.
you're not.
These
And if
things do happen.
you're crying right now for releasing your energy, that's a beautiful thing. Don't be afraid to cry. It's a good thing to let your emotions out on my show. I tell people, if you don't let your emotions out, you never know. And it's okay to be crying because I can hear it in your sound on the other end of it. yeah, you're probably going to have more contacts with the blue avians. You probably have some sort of a connection with them in terms of star families. So that's a really beautiful story.
And can I tell you guys something else?
Yeah, go ahead.
We just got our house. We were just blessed with the house. And on my page is a video that something was outside my window. Something was outside my window trying, and it looks like a dimension, one of those dimensions.
Right. So it looked like through the window, it looked like you were looking into another realm.
Yeah, another realm.
The camera caught something.
And what can we call you? I don't want to call you certified. What can I call you?
Yeah, what's your first name?
Harriet.
Harriet, I had a situation one time where I was just in the woods and I thought I was looking through a portal into another dimension too. It happened to me.
And also
So
what happened
you're
to
not
him
alone.
is he had an angelic experience. Was it last year or late last year?
And it was this year, yeah, in February, March.
Yeah, he had a very life-changing experience, James. He went through one way of being to, when he had that experience, it switched his whole consciousness upside down. And so it's okay to cry because, I'm a contactee. I come from a place where I had contact with space people when I lived on Long Island in a cul-de-sac. And I've told this story. It never gets old. They went upstairs. Nobody came upstairs, went to my brother's room for no reason, opened the wooden blinds, and there were space people in a spaceship hovering in a flying saucer type craft that was with a radiant light around it, and there were men and women and what I call teenagers, with lack of a better understanding of it, wearing light blue outfits, people with long hair, very beautiful, and they told me I wasn't from Earth. I never saw anything like that again, that I can remember, but just like what you're talking about, you have connections, you have beautiful, and when you mentioned the dimensional thing, when did that happen with the dimension?
That happened Wednesday. My camera caught something. My camera caught something. My camera caught something. It said a person was outside my window. And
now, when you saw this dimensional opening, what
is
did it
this
look
on
like?
your TikTok?
Yes.
I'm gonna go look at it. I'm gonna go look at it, and I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go check it out.
I'm following you now. I'm gonna take a look at that after the show. But so when you saw this dimension, what did it look like? Do you remember?
It just looked like something that was dancing outside my window.
Mm-hmm. And when you saw it, how did the energy feel? Really good?
It felt like, yeah.
I'm gonna have to take a look at the video.
Yeah.
And I might just share it on my TikTok here. Yeah, I think you're a beautiful person. I think
Thank you.
your energy is
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Yes, you are a beautiful soul. And
Thank
I think
you.
that, yes, not only are you a beautiful soul, but I think that if you focus, you can have more, you're going to have more contacts. Your space family is watching you. They know you. And you have no fear of connecting with the blue avians. You're connected with the blue avians on some level. So I think you're going to have some really beautiful contact. How do you feel about that?
I feel good because my sister said that when I was in the hospital, she said that I was telling the doctors and everybody that I was a part of a special experiment and about some birds. And
Well, you're not part of an experiment. You're part of a galactic grouping of people. Let me rephrase the term birds, because the blue avians, the men and women have like a bird-like face.
Mm-hmm.
But you're connected on some level with them, but you're not an experiment. Whoever told you that, you're not. You're no experiment. You're connected. You're part of that star family. There's no experiment going on here.
It looks like an angelic bird that's outside my window.
Yes, they're very beautiful. Yes.
No, I'm saying that's on my TikTok. It looks like one.
I'm gonna have to look at it. I'm definitely gonna have to look at it. Let me see here. So not only are you very beautiful, not only are you a very beautiful soul, you're having a unique experience. It started that way before you went to the hospital, I'm going to tell you from reading your energy, you'll have physical visitations by them soon. Do you realize that? Thank you, Karen.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, listen,
It's okay to cry, you know?
I know. I
Just
figured
don't
out
want
what was
nobody to think
going
that I
on
was
with the
crazy.
You're not crazy.
bird.
Like James, give me a second. You're not crazy. You know, I've had people on here that for years, they had people telling them that they're crazy, you're going to think I'm crazy. I get that all the time when I interview people. Understand, you are one beautiful soul. You're not crazy. You're well respected. I respect you, and you're not crazy. I don't want you to ever feel that way, okay?
Okay.
All right? Promise?
I promise.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm the only crazy one here.
Well, James, you are, but that's another story.
So listen, Harriet. So you know what? You got a huge download, right? So you went through this contact with the blue avians. So what happens is when you started coming back into consciousness, your brain was trying to comprehend your 3D brain was trying to comprehend a 5D experience, and it went haywire, right? So while you're still waking, you're still in that dream phase. So your brain is like, I saw these birds, but there's no way I saw these birds. So maybe
Right.
I'm supposed to be looking at birds. So don't dig too deep into that because that was probably just your you're just your human brain trying to understand a spiritual experience because
Yeah.
listen, me and Commander had hundreds of interviews on this show, and not many people have detailed blue avian experience like you did.
Yeah, that
So
is really
it's
amazing.
a really beautiful experience. So like Commander said, don't think you're crazy. Don't sleep at night worrying about things out your window. And the thing out the window, honestly, it looks like you've just got an entity out there. It looked like it was dancing, to be honest with you. It looked like it was having a good time out there. And it was
I'm gonna have to look at that video.
it wasn't a galaxy. It looked like an entity. It could have been like a little angel, because at first it looked like a bug, then it looked like a fairy, then it looks like a bird, then it looks like a human. So it's like it's morphing. So it was really cool video.
And I would say, without seeing it, that it's a multi-dimensional being of light, to put it more likely. Do you know what that is? You know what a multi-dimensional being of light is?
No, what is that?
It's basically a being that operates in Christ consciousness, that is a very high level of energy in physical form, a higher spiritual being. So, as James was saying, it could be a fairy. I'll have to look at the video. Once I look at the video, I'll be able to tell you more about what I think.
Okay.
I will look at the video, though. I am following you. I want to make sure I am following you.
Okay.
Am I doing that? I am following you now, definitely. So, well,
Harry,
thank you so much.
Have you had? Wait. We got to know if she's had any other experiences.
Well, we'll ask her. Was that your first experience, or were there other things in your life like that?
Well, I can remember like going when I would go to sleep, I would tell people things that happened and it would happen just like that.
Really?
Yes.
Now, so can you explain what you mean by that? When you say when you go to sleep, you tell people things would happen, and they would happen with. So can you explain that? That's interesting.
It's like when I would go to sleep, it's like I would be in these, like I would flash into the future.
And then you would tell like you would tell your husband like, oh, there's going to be a train accident tomorrow, and boom, there's a train accident.
Oh, or when you would flash in the future, what was it that you would see? Can you just like a story of when you went into the future, flashed into the future, what you saw in the future?
It could be something as easy as it's kind of I can't.
It's okay.
It'd be like somebody's gonna come to my house at a certain time, and they would.
Okay. All right, so that kind
Something
of
is
thing.
going,
Okay, I got you.
yeah, something
Oh,
is
so
going to
she's
happen.
having like precognition.
Yeah,
That's probably just some latent psychic abilities that you have.
yeah, you probably, yeah. Well, that's pretty cool, and that you're able to do that. But the most coolest thing is the blue avians. You're connected with the blue avians. So when you talk about the colorful feathers of the bird, now that we hear the story, it really wasn't the colorful feathers of the bird. It was the space people called the blue avians that you're in contact with.
Oh my
Do
goodness.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I mean, yeah, I mean, because it's mind blowing now that you. Oh my goodness. No one would believe me. I tried to tell someone this story and they was laughing. And my
No,
sister said
no.
she was even laughing at me, and the doctors
Now,
told her, "Don't laugh."
now you can tell you've been on the most popular spiritual UFO talk show viral on social media called Encounters. And if she wants to watch this show, it'll be on YouTube, and she'll see me interviewing you, and we'll see who's laughing anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Let her come talk to us. Commander will blow her matrix.
Oh yeah, I always bust people's matrix. James knows that. I busted his matrix a long time ago.
I had no idea. I
We
just,
went down the rabbit hole.
oh
We
my,
did.
I didn't even know who you was or nothing. I just seen something said UFO, and I said, I'm gonna
Ah,
tell.
see? You know
But
what? It's beautiful. I'm glad you found me. You're part of our tribe now. When I say tribe, it's not like a club or anything. It's just that you've come to a place where a lot of people here understand you. And the show, like this is one of the biggest shows on social media on this subject here and on TikTok. And this is a real show. I'm a professional broadcaster on radio, on NPR radio, but I'm a contactee too. So the difference is with me versus the guys with the suits on YouTube with the big studios is I've had the experience. I've been through it. I've seen hundreds of spaceships since I was a kid. I've just so many things going on, and I can
and
relate to what you're saying.
And they were so nice to me. They were saying, "Look, don't jump down in that world because you don't know what it might be in that world right there. It might not be nobody in, over there, and you want to." Because it was other people saying that they want to jump down in that one because they want to start it up. And one girl that was on there, she was like, "I'm going to go down there and start it up and be." I think she said she wanted to be a rapper or something, and she jumped
Oh,
down
wait, Commander, wait, this is huge. Keep going. We keep going.
and
Yeah.
she said,
So, and what world are we talking about? Are they talking about jumping into the world of the Earth or another planet?
I don't. We were in this spaceship and we were all looking at it. It was a dome. It was like a clear
Mm-hmm.
dome that but you could see different, different places down in there. And they were saying, don't just jump down in there because you don't know what you're jumping into. And this one
Interesting.
girl, was like, I'm gonna jump down in there because I'm gonna become the first rapper down there. It is so
Now, when
many
you say,
things.
I want to ask you a question. This is very interesting. So, jumping down into this world, that's a word, I would say that there's not a jumping down into. I would rather say from listening to you that you would probably be teleported down to the planet, but you wouldn't be able to jump
Wait,
down.
Okay, okay.
Commander, what if she was in an area where people were making their decisions to come to Earth, their spiritual contracts? What if she was witnessing, because the lady said, I'm gonna go down there and be a rapper, right?
Yes, that's what she said.
So
I can remember her like,
and we've heard stories about the avatars, and even you, like
Yeah,
our spirit is on the ship but our body's
yeah,
here, kind of like the avatar idea.
yeah.
And
Body's in stasis.
maybe she was seeing something like that, because, and also anybody who knows the blue avians know they talk a little bit in whimsy, right? They got a little bit of a twist to their words. So maybe they were also telling her, don't jump into the world, like, hey, don't get stuck
Yeah,
in
I
that
was going to ask
3D.
you. I
Don't
was
get
going to ask
stuck
you
in
that.
that 3D world.
Yeah, I think the people are telling you not to jump were the space people, correct?
right, yes,
Ah, see, that's what
yes.
I thought all the time. Been quietly thinking the space
Yeah,
people told you
yeah.
not to jump. It was the space people. That confirms what I'm thinking in my head here for the last half hour. The space people were telling you not to jump into the 3D world, to stay with them.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
the blue avians.
And as a matter of fact, you had a choice to do that, because if you stayed with them, you have a body, a space body in stasis on a spaceship.
Yes.
You would have chosen to go back into that body, and you would have woken up in that body, as opposed to being back in the human body in the hospital. You had a choice then to make, and you chose to come back into your body, although you could have chosen to go back onto your space body in stasis.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
oh my God, Deborah just brought up a good point. Maybe the jumpers are those negative entities. Maybe because remember, we all know the people in the rap world are not good people. So maybe those jumpers were the evil, and they were saving you from jumping, and maybe entering into Earth into a different type of soul contract, one that you wouldn't want. So think about that. It was a positive thing.
Yes.
It could have been another dimensional reality of Earth. There's so many different Earth realities. So, but the thing is, the avians were the ones who told you not to jump. So let's put it in this perspective, because I'm not from this world, so I can put it into a galactic perspective. When you're on that ship, understand that if you had chose to stay there, which you could have done, and you could have said to them, I want to go back into my space body, in a nanosecond, you would have come out into your space body and gotten up on the ship, and you would have been a little bit taller than you are now. I don't know what your height is, but you would have been a little bit taller, and you would have been in your space body like that in 2 seconds. There's so much to this story that I'm going to absorb for a few days in my consciousness. It's fascinating, and it's an amazing story, amazing experience. Really is.
Because I am not lying. I am not fab.
Oh, no one said, no one.
Oh yeah, we don't think that at all.
No, we don't think that. We understand you're telling the truth.
And it's funny that you said that, because I didn't get a good feeling from the girl that wanted to jump.
I don't know what that's about. Yeah.
They was like, because I was like, well, I want to go to. They was like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't, because you don't know what's down there.
Yeah.
But I was still able to see different dimensions. I was able to stay up there and look.
Yeah, let me ask you about that. When you were on the ship. This is another part of the story that folks who are watching the show, 425 of you, stay here. Don't go anywhere else. I know there's a lot of TikTokers on tonight. This is an actual show called Encounters. Just for the new people, we talk about the subject of abductions, contactee experiences, disclosure. We get into these stories. We interview people. This is a great place to be tonight at 1:01 a.m. in the morning. So follow me, become a follower of the show. I guarantee if you stay here for a little bit, you'll enjoy it. Just want to get a little promotional stuff out of the way. So with these different dimensions you're seeing, tell us what that looked like. You're on the ship seeing these different dimensions. What did they look like?
One of them I could see, because after she jumped down there, the girl, I could see her. She was jumping down there, and she was like, it seemed when she jumped down, it seemed as she was riding on something when she was down there, and her name was like in some big lights or whatever. But
Harriet. Oh, keep going. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Her name was in some big lights, but it didn't last that long.
Didn't last so long. Okay. There's so many different layers to this.
Was she jumping into the past? When you were looking into her reality? Was it like it wasn't 2023? Was she jumping into the past?
She said that she wanted to make something that happened in the past a thing of the future, like the new thing. She said she was going to take something that was out of the world from the past and take it into this new world and make it a new thing.
She wanted to create something
weird,
different.
because you didn't say that before, and I got that little message. Thanks, Jim. Man, you don't need to give me all the ice cream. Give it to Commander.
Yeah, Jim should give the Commander, the host of the show, some ice cream. Jim Cos.
Yum.
Hello, Jim. Welcome to the show, Jim. Should give something to the host here. He's giving you a lot of stuff there. You should be giving it to the host.
I think he fell asleep on his button. Poor guy.
I don't know.
Commander, I'll send it back to you.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Jace, Jax, thank you for the lightning bolt. I appreciate it. Down the rabbit hole, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jace, for the heart me. We appreciate it. And I really appreciate your story. There's so much stuff going on here, Deborah Tahar. There's so much stuff going on here that it will take me a few days of meditation
We can do a follow-up interview. I want to be here for it.
I was because I was out my body for about two days.
Wait a minute. You were out of your body for 2 days? Were you in the hospital for 2 days?
Yes, I was in the hospital for like a week.
2
total.
days. Oh, whoa. Okay, so for a week she was in the hospital, everybody. For 2 days she was out of her body. And that 2 days she was out of her body, you were on the spaceship for 2 days, correct?
I was in this dome. Yes.
You were on the space. Well, I've already determined you were on a spaceship, but you're calling it a dome. They had you in a specific area of this. This ship is way bigger than you think it is. You were just in one sector of that spaceship.
Commander, I think if you let her get a little meditation, do a little some thought back in there, we can get her to unlock some of those memories that she might not even be remembering.
And I also want to bring up ex-Southern Gypsy, who wants to come up and share her story. So I'll keep you up here. I'm going to bring up ex-Southern Gypsy, and usually I do one-on-one interviews.